Coming up on the Alcorn Football Radio Network here on this Monday night, another edition of the Fred McNair Radio Show. Tough loss for the Braves, 17-14. Lost to McNair. Had a chance at the end. And we'll talk about it with Braves head football coach Fred McNair. You can join the conversation as the Fred McNair Radio Show will start in exactly 30 seconds here on the Braves Sports Network.
A wise man once said, "You can kill a man, but you can't kill an idea." What he meant was that knowledge is eternal. It's a lesson learned, a goal achieved, and it can be passed on from generation to generation, just like it is every day at Alcorn. Both knowledge and the character it takes to use it wisely. Alcorn, where knowledge and character matter.
Live from the beautiful campus of Alcorn State University here on this Monday night, a special edition, another edition of the Fred McNair Radio Show coming your way. Hello, everyone. I'm Charles Edmund. Glad you could join us. Braves head football coach Fred McNair. We'll talk about the McNeese game, a game in which the Braves had a chance to win it. We'll talk about it. Give us a call at 601-877-6595, 601-877-6595. You can tweet a question. I'm on Twitter, Tallman Radio. You can text a question, 601-348-7254. We'll recap this game. We'll talk about the Braves' health. Boy, it's been a tough weekend in football for quarterbacks, both college and pro. We'll talk all about it. We'll look ahead to Prairie View. We'll hear from their head coach, Eric Dooley, in this second season. The Panthers scoring a bunch of points as they roll in here on Saturday at 5 o'clock on ESPN+. The Fred McNair Radio Show will start in 2 minutes.
Alcorn State University and the Trademark and Licensing Administration have joined to coordinate the placement of the university marks, both externally and internally, on items including shirts, caps, or other products. University licenses will only use those products which reflect positively upon the university and are in keeping with the university's mission. Trademark and licensing of the Alcorn State University insignia was established to protect the Alcorn State University name and identifying marks. Trademark and Licensing Administration works to preserve and promote the university's long-standing reputation as a center of academic and athletic excellence. Merchandise vendors wishing to use the university's identifying marks on commercial products must be licensed vendors who have obtained permission to use Alcorn State University marks by securing trademark licenses. Organizations that want university identifying marks for their internal use products must hire licensed vendors to produce these items. To learn more about the licensing and trademark requirements, visit www.alcorn.edu/trademark and licensing administration.
Race, work, sports, bikinis. 18-year-old guys have a lot on their minds. Accidentally breaking the law probably isn't one of them. Yet that's exactly what young men will be doing if they fail to register with Selective Service. So if you know a guy turning 18, do him a favor. Remind him. Fortunately, it'll only take him a few minutes, because that's all it takes to register at sss.gov. And he can get back to his distractions. Homework. sss.gov. Register. It's the law.
Hi, this is Adam Rodriguez. Did you know that today 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic? That means many of the future doctors, engineers, scientists, and entrepreneurs of our country could be your kids. We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you are not alone. Many support you, and the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. Learn more at hsf.net. Brought to you by the Hispanic Scholarship Fund and the Ad Council.
WPRL 91.7 FM.
And welcome to the Fred McNair Radio Show this Monday night, 3 minutes after 6 o'clock. Glad you can join us up and down the line here on the Braves Sports Network, 91.7 WPRL and WPRL.org, the flagship station. WMIS, WTYJ, Fayette Natchez, 1240 AM, 97.7, and they're online, natchezradio.com. And also, a brand-new affiliate started this past Saturday is with us for the Fred McNair Radio Show, the Open Mic Broadcast Network, Dr. Michael Prince, creator of that network, obnnetwork.com. Glad you can join us here on the Fred McNair Radio Show, one and all. Fred McNair here. Fred McNair was in Lake Charles and Nashville and now he is here in studio, and he joins us here on the program. Good evening, Coach. How you feeling? How you doing?
That's tough, Charles. Lost for us on Saturday. We had a chance there with McNair and had opportunities to win a ball game. I thought going into it, just kind of got away from us there in the first half. We didn't play as well as we should have. A lot of missed opportunity in the first half, execution-wise, and something that we always strive on through the course of the week is executing. The defense gave up a couple of touchdowns there in the first half, and just to shut out the second half. So we were able to score 2 touchdowns there late in the fourth quarter, give us an opportunity there at the end. Just miscued on a lot of things that we kind of have to get better as a team. As coaches, we continue to push these young men to get better, and got conference play coming up against a good Prairie View football team. We got to get ready for those guys on Saturday.
Let's get right into it because the phone's been blowing up since Saturday night. The biggest question in the last 48 hours, the status of Noah Johnson and Deshaun Waller. Let's start with Noah first. I know during the coaches' teleconference this morning, he's in the process of being evaluated. Any further news?
Right now it's not, Charles, and just when I get back and talk to Jaleesa tonight, see about more evaluation on Noah Johnson and his status for this week.
What about Waller?
Waller, I think he just fell on his bottom just a little bit hard and a little soreness, but I think he'll work those kinks out, Charles, and I'll be ready to play on Saturday.
It was tough with Noah Johnson going down, especially with the shoulder.
It's torn arm, yeah.
And that was tough, obviously, for him. Really trying to get things going offensively and just really stepping up and trying to make it happen. And just talk about that particular play because that was one trying to make some things happen there.
It was tough, and then just kind of get rid of the football a little bit earlier than what he should have, and he had a little bit longer. The rest got up on him so quick, and kind of had a hard tackle there, and in the process, just injured himself on that one. So hopefully get with Jaleesa tonight and find out the status of him, and we have good news.
Felix Harper coming in, and you've always talked about next man up, and Felix Harper just trying to break everything in, trying to get him going. A couple of interceptions, a couple of drives late to put us in position.
Yeah, just tough at the start of it when he goes in, Charles. He's kind of like, the bright lights is on now, so it's your time to shine. So just to settle him down after he got started, Charles, I think he kind of settled in and started playing a pretty fairly ball game. Gave us a chance to score 2 touchdowns. His ability to scramble up and step up and make throws that he should have made. Thought that was great for him. Confidence booster. Just gotta be prepared to play in and down, Charles. Like I tell a kid, just one play away from playing. So you never know. You have to prepare yourself every week as if you're a starter. So these guys get that picture and understand the process of them coming out week in and week out and preparing themselves for battles on Saturday. Because you never know. You never know, Charles.
You never know how that turns out. And, of course, you're always one play away. And I was just telling somebody today, tough weekend for quarterbacks in football. You had 2 pro quarterbacks go down. Ben Roethlisberger went down. Breeze went down. Noah Johnson went down. It's kind of one of those things. It's a very volatile position, a well-paid position at the next level, but a very volatile position.
We're not made of steel, Charles, so we're injury-prone. It's just a matter of time of when you get injured, and it's just a vulnerable position to play because everybody wants that pigskin that's in your hand, and they're coming for it. So, just a tough weekend all the way around, Charles.
Defensively, Coach, we kind of made the first statement. We got the football, went 3 and out, and then McNair's first play of the game, Woody Orgeron, a loss of 2, a fumble recovered by Henderson. He's having a heck of a season. The last couple of games, he's really been all over the place.
Yeah, Darryl came in with a different attitude during the course of camp, Charles, and he came in a little slammed down, and I don't think Darryl missed a practice yet this year, up and not even through camp. He's been out there all day for every practice, and that's a big thing for him. That's something offensively we just got to get together on 3 and out. Self-inflicted wounds, Charles. That stuff kind of happens. We have a false start with the center at one point. That can never happen. So We just kind of eliminate the things that kills us and kills our drive. And that's one of the things, those self-inflicted, those things that we do that hurts ourselves.
We got the fumble recovery from Henderson, but then we got the football first down and 10 at McNeese's 32-yard line with 12.5 minutes left. Put ourselves in position. McCullough missed a 44-yard field goal. Kind of tough sledding for Corey McCullough. Missed a couple of field goals. Just talk about the issues there.
Yeah, I had got with him today, Charles, on what he was thinking as far as the field goal stuff, and hopefully, you just look at and evaluate him again on film today. See what was going wrong with the kick. I know he pulled them all left. Every one of them went left. So I guess he's snatching a little bit, but we have to figure that out. During the course of the week, he kicks the ball good, and gets in the game. And missed those opportunities to kick field goals and get points out of. It's kind of discouraging to me.
We talked about it before with him doing all the kicking. Big fatigue, or is this something else you got to look at?
Charles, only 2 games in the season, 3 games in the season now, so my daughter's fatigued. So we kind of monitor him at practice and the way he kicks, the amount of kicks he kicks in practice, so it can be fatigued. And, only, like I said, 3 games into the season, so that's not the case, I don't think. Got to reevaluate and see his fundamentals and how he's kicking.
We had an opportunity there to put some points on the board. McNeese did score with 6:27 left in the first. Siren Sutton, a 19-yard pass from Ogeron. That was a pretty good drive there. 5 plays, 65 yards. They had a 2nd and 7. They had 2 2nd and 7s. Full of big plays in the game. So just talk about that drive, Coach, as they led 7-0.
It was a good drive, and the thing is that really gets us a lot of time. The 2nd and long down, we give up a lot of yards on that down. We always talk about giving up too much on first downs, giving up too much on second downs, and being able to convert those plays on third downs. Just kind of stands out to you a lot of times. I know they wouldn't have expected on third down, but just the 2nd and long was the biggest issue. I think this week on third down conversion, they was just only 1 for 15. And I think the defense did a great job of getting them off the field on third down. But just at that point, it's downs that really hurt us. I think it was on 2nd down.
Well, 7-0, Coach. At the end of the first quarter, they got that score, and we were just kind of settling in 7-0 at that point at the end of the first quarter. I mean, your defense overall played lights out. They scored their 17 points in about 22 minutes of game time. So the defense kept them off the board the last 38 minutes. Some tough positions. Got to the quarterback, really disrupted their offense. They moved the football. They bend but not break. The defense really did that Saturday.
They did, Charles, and that's what I was speaking of. Getting off the field on third down, and it shows when you go. McNeese go 1 for 15 on third down. They're doing a good job. And that's to be commended to the defensive staff how well they're getting them off the field on third down. So you look at that and you say that's a positive thing there that you can really see out of the defense that they're doing. We talk about it all the time. Third down conversion. I think that's one thing the coach Thornton stressed during the course of practice this week. This past week was getting off the field on third downs, and it shows. And they're doing a great job. They had us to shut out the second half, and just to kind of put it all together. As far as team-wise, I think is the thing that we need to progress to. Just put it all together. Not let the defense play 1.5 and offense don't play a half. We got the full 60 minutes together in all phases of it. If we do that, we'll be a great ball team.
7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Let's go to the phone lines. Marquise joins us. Good evening, Marquise.
How you doing, Charles?
Doing pretty good.
How you doing, Coach?
Marquise, I'm good, man.
Yeah, y'all had that game against McNeese today, man.
Hey, it was tough on Marquise. Tough on the drop there. We had a chance there, man, and we just blew a couple opportunities there to be successful in the ball game.
Yeah, I heard Jackson State beat Tennessee State to 49-44.
Yeah, that was an exciting game, Marquise. Definitely, it just shows you that teams are getting a SWAC play. Teams are getting better, and Jackson State definitely one of those improved teams. We appreciate you calling in, Marquise. We got a busy show. Appreciate you calling in.
Okay.
Thank you very much, and that takes us to a break here at 13 minutes after. We'll look at the second quarter. We've got text and tweets coming in, and we'll talk about your Odyssey, Coach. Lake Charles, Nashville, Alcorn the last 48 hours. We're kind of taking bets in terms of would you make that event in Nashville? You were there, and we'll talk about that as well in terms of a big gala coming up, benefit your family and the McNair, the McNairs and the Alcorn Foundation partnering up. So we'll talk about that as well. Take a 1-minute break. We'll be right back after this on the Fred McNair Radio Show.
One day, I'll teach chemistry to kids.
I'm going to be an architect.
My dream is to be a chef.
At the U.S. Department of Education's Office of Federal Student Aid, we provide more than $150 billion each year in grants, loans, and work-study funds, making higher education possible for anyone at any stage of life.
I can go back to college.
I can change careers. I can make a difference. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we were separated. We were able to get scrambling and had no idea how to find each other. The whole experience was the most frightening 10 hours of my life. There's one piece of advice I offer other moms out there. It's to stay calm. Don't ignore this message.
Some parents plan ahead. Don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Visit beready.iowa.gov. Brought to you by Ready Iowa, FEMA, and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back to the Fred McNair Radio Show here on this Monday night, 15 minutes after. Emmanuel Barnes is on the line. Good evening, Emmanuel. How you doing?
Hey, Charles. How you doing? Hey, Coach.
Hey, Coach Mr. Barnes, how you doing?
Hey, Coach, I'm great. Hey, Coach, I'm going to leave them X's and O's to you and your staff, but I'm a glass half full guy. And you and Charles kind of touched on it earlier, but it's just my opinion. If you're looking for something to build on from Saturday, and I know you want to win, and that's a given, so there's no need to discussing that part of it. But if you're looking for something to build on, I thought your team showed great character in that ball game because it could have easily been one that could have gotten out of hand. But they hung in there together. They listened to coaches, and they kept competing. And even in the second half when Noah got hurt and Felix went in, a couple of early turnovers, but his teammates didn't give up on him. He stuck with him, kept listening. They put a drive together. Next thing you know, a couple of minutes left in the ball game, and you're back in a position to win it. And I think that that shouldn't be lost on them or anyone else that they did that. You know, I know the end result was not the W that you wanted, but I thought they showed great character and learned that they can play under adversity, and they can build on that. But anyway, I'll let you and Charles get back to the show because I know you got a lot you want to cover.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Barnes, for your comments, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Emmanuel Barnes. Of course, he'll be on the PA come Saturday with another Braves first down. Hope to say that quite a bit throughout the course of the game on Saturday. By the way, it's a 5 o'clock kickoff, probably around 5:04, 5:05. The game will be shown on ESPN+. Jay Walker, he'll join us on the pregame show on Saturday. Jay Walker, Tiffany Green on the call on the ESPN family of networks, and I'll be talking with Jay Walker coming up on the pregame show on Saturday. Coach, you talked about your defense and offensive line, defensive line. A question has come in. Defensively, only have 2 sacks so far. We had 52 a year ago. We've allowed 8 sacks already in 2019. We had given up 14 last year. The trench play has been our calling card. You think, just evaluate that. Do you think taking a step back, still evaluating up front?
No, not really, Charles. We work on some things that we need to get better at as an offensive line, and that's one of the things that we talked about during the course of the week. The guys' eyes getting better, what they see up front, making the right calls from the center, and putting guys in position to protect. I think that protections is more happening, but it's more than not just fundamental stuff, but it's just the guy's eyes in the wrong spot a lot of times, Charles. And we just got to get better eyes and seeing what we're seeing and trusting it and trusting what we, as a coach, trusting what we taught you to do. I think a lot of times is kind of miscued there, Charles. So if they trust us to do the things that we teach them, I think that they'll be a whole lot better. We used to progression work, and we'll get that done in the course of this week because we got a good defensive line coming in this week in Prairie View. Defensive-wise, I think the Coach Turner's doing a great job of mixing it up right now with the guys that we have who are trying to build some more depth and going into the strike play. And I think we'll see a whole lot of other guys we'll still more steady play some of the starters now than we have been seeing, I'm thinking. So we just got to get better there. And the game is won in the trenches, and that's where it starts at. You know, our guys realize that, and they know what they have to do to get better, Charles. And we just got to continue as coaches to push them and to try to get them to that point.
You look at up front. I mean, we were just really aggressive. And anything different from McNeese offensively that kind of surprised you?
No, they did exactly what we thought they was going to do, Charles. And then that's one of the things that Coach Tuck going in, game planning, he really combed through it real thin, Charles, to find out what they do best. And the things they do best is they did just what they did, to throw the bubble and did those things of that nature. You know, they bottle up the run, a little bit, but it happens, and you just let that one get away from us, Charles.
We look at the second quarter, with 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, Trevor McGee, you talked about him in the pregame, and you talked about him all last week. A 13-yard touchdown pass from Ogeron, 3 plays, 25 yards. It was an exchange there, Coach, in which we got a turnover, and they had a turnover. It was kind of a turnover for turnover. We created one, but then we gave one back there.
Yeah, that's one of the kinds you want to just keep to yourself. That charge, you want to get up back to them, at least get some points out of it. But we got the turnover, and then we just gave it right back to them. So, got to fight through it, and that's where that adversity comes, and at that point in time, and just the guy just able to stay in there and hang together and compete the way they competed. Very happy to see that at the end. Like I said, that game could easily get out of hand. Either way, I thought that we did a great job of holding our composure and just staying in there. We just got to get better and try to score more points than what we're scoring. And that's going to be our main focus on this week.
All right, let's go back to the phone lines. A busy show so far, 20 minutes after the hour. Cedric Foster. Cedric who? Cedric Foster joining us from Tallahassee. I see him all on Facebook, Coach. He's doing radio stuff. He's dancing in the studio. Cedric Foster. I can't believe it. Good evening, Cedric. How you doing?
Good afternoon, Charles. Listen, Coach, I just have one question. First thing I want to say, hang in there, it's getting better. I'm so proud of our school. I just don't know what to say. But Coach, if Noah is ready, how would I know if he's ready? Are you gonna put it on the website or anything like that? I'm just curious, and I'm just gonna hang up and listen.
I'm gonna put it in the good guy's hand first, and we can fix him real fast. And if not, whatever Jaleesa she come about to tell me in this situation, Mr. Foster, that's gonna be a decision we'll probably make during game day. You won't know nothing through the week because it's a process. I'm quite sure that she has to monitor very closely and see what she can do to get it better. But right now, it'll probably be a game day decision to be that.
All right, well, Cedric Foster, we appreciate you calling in. Of course, you talked about it earlier. And for those who are just joining us, the injury update on Noah Johnson, you'll know a lot more later. And during the course of the week, just kind of let that unfold.
That's exactly right, Charles. That's probably about the best that I can say right now. And with Jaleesa, I know she's going to do everything in her power to try to get everything where he can, if he's able to play. So we'll just trust her and her judgment. If she tells me he can't go, that's going to be a decision we'll have to go with, Charles. But right now, we're just trying to keep the faith, and he will be able to do it.
Felix Harper came into the game in the second quarter with 3:09 left, just trying to get the running game going, Coach. I mean, we had some plays out there, and we were able to move the football, but just got in our own way and drive stalled. And one thing that stands out for me really throughout the season so far, we've just constantly been behind the chains. It's first and long, second and long, third and long. Tough when you're behind the chains, deep, shallow in the chains, where it's third and long, second and 20, first and 10, second and 8, third and 8, first and 15, whatever it is. It's tough, and it seems like we've been dealing a lot with that so far.
And it's always tough, Charles, because now you're kind of limited with the things that you can do when it's long down situation. You come up behind the chains. The team's gonna know is you gonna pass it or you gonna screen it or whatever it may be. So kind of limited with things that you can do instead of getting another down or third down and long. So we have to minimize that. It's easy to go from second and 4 to 3. Now the whole playbook is open to you. So, but now you get no long down situation. And that's something we have to avoid. We talk about this to these young men all the time, Charles. There's nothing that we don't don't leave no stones unturned, you can say, as coaches. We try to develop the young men to be more professional than they can be, and try to do all the right things the right way, and especially behind the chains. So we have to continue to talk to them about it. We talk to them every day about it. Talk to them about third down. We go over third down situation, third down and long, and what they expect from a defense standpoint as well, Charles. You know, there's nothing that we don't teach the young men, and hopefully we get it through them and get them pushed and get them better this week.
It was 17-0 at the end of the first half, Coach. On the scoreboard, down a quarterback. Just talk about your speech at halftime.
Well, the biggest thing is, Charles, you know, is self-inflicted stuff, man. You know, we killing ourselves. You know, we hurting ourselves. We shooting ourselves in the foot. And the biggest thing is, we took their best blow in the first half, Charles. That was the best blow. We just come out and play a better second half than we did the first half, and we'll be on top of this thing. And unfortunately, you know, we come out in the third quarter, we kind of sputtered a little bit there, and I didn't do the things we should have done to make execution. I mean, you watch on film, we got explosive plays that supposed to be made right there, but gets through there and we trip over the line and all kind of stuff going on, man. So it's a lot of stuff. We missed passes, should have been touchdowns. So that kind of stuff that really hurts you, and you see it on film, and you're like, what were they looking at? What were their eyes? And just those kids focus back on that, Charles. It's going to be our biggest standpoint for this week.
Of course, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm Tall Man Radio on Twitter, and we've got some tweets that have come in from High Roller. He feels like the play calling has been a bit conservative. How would you characterize the play calling so far this season, especially the McNeese game?
I think the play calling is good. I mean, we just got to execute. I mean, we got outside run when the back is cutting up in the middle, and if you stay on his tracks and trust it, you know, we make big plays. That's what I'm talking about, explosive plays, Charles. We missed out on opportunities to make those plays. That's the thing that really bothers a coach, you know, when you have opportunity to make those plays and you don't, especially when the receiver's wide open and you throw the ball into double coverage and stuff like that. That hurts. But that's not what we're taught to do. We kind of be able to trust our eyes and trust the coach to put you in the right position to make plays.
Your Grayer tweets in, will we see more of Damian Anderson?
Well, Damian been playing good. I mean, Coach Thornton, he's really working on Damian, and I think Damian ended up with 12 tackles this ball game. I thought he did a great job, and he's played fast too, Charles. And I like this kid, and Coach Thornton has grown into him now. So hopefully, you know, Coach Thornton will see that, and I think he do see it. The light have come on for Damian, so that'll be a great addition to what we're doing for the linebacker position.
You talked about the defense up front. Talk about the back end and how we've been doing on the back side of that with Bruce and the other guys, Morrison. What's on the back end of that defense?
But I think the biggest thing is, Charles, you know, just giving up a big play here and there is sometimes that we lose focus in with our eyes as well, you know, at the corner position as well as the safety. You know, we had an opportunity right there. A guy running a touchdown pass on the bubble screen. We had an opportunity to make the tackle. We don't. So we make that tackle there. Who knows? They just get a field goal out of it. I don't know. But we missed tackles on that, and that's something that we stress every day is tackling the football. And we missed a lot of opportunities on tackling, bringing the ball down in that position.
All right, we'll take a time out here. We'll look at the third quarter and the fourth quarter in which the Braves made a game of it as we approach the halfway mark of the Fred McNair Radio Show. The time is 27 minutes after 6 o'clock. We appreciate the calls and the tweets and the texts. Keep it coming. 601-877-6595. Give us a call. You can tweet a question. I'm on Tall Man Radio, or you can text a question. 601-348-7254. It's High School and Community Colleges Day. Prairie View A&M Panthers come to town. They're going to bring a lot of offense. Jack Spinks Marino Castle Stadium. You better believe that, as they lost to Nicholls State, another team out of the Southland Conference, the same conference as McNeese. They lost 42-35. That's a game they probably should have won because they gave up 29 points in the third quarter. They had a lead, and they let it slip away at home. So Coach Dooley, former offensive coordinator at Grambling, he helped develop that offense with Kincaid and company. Second year at Prairie View, and a bunch of offense led by Jalen Morton. Talk about it on the back end of the Fred McNair Radio Show. 1 minute timeout. Back after this on the Brave Sports Network.
The Old Country Store, located Highway 61 in Lorman, Mississippi, where you'll find the best soul food around. They're open daily, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. People come from all over to try Mr. D's famous fried chicken, good, and to hear him sing the Grandmama song. Go by and see Mr. D and his crew. You'll be glad you did. You can call them at 601-4373-661. That's 601-4373-661. The Old Country Store. They're proud supporters of WPRL 91.7 FM and Alcorn football. Go Braves, go. The Old Country Store, good.
Everybody hear me when I say that the blues is back and it's...
Did you know when you donate stuff to Goodwill, you help provide job training for people right here in your community? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. Message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
WPRL 91.7 FM.
You are tuned in to WPRL 91.7 FM, broadcasting from the campus of Alcorn State University.
Alcorn State University is calling on all alumni to support the university's $1 million fundraising initiative to help propel students on their way to educational success. The purpose of the $1 Million Brave Strong Challenge is to provide Alcorn with the flexibility to fund scholarships, assist academic programs, acquire new technology, fund athletics, and much, 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 much more. The goal of the campaign is to raise $1 million this year. The university is encouraging at least 1,000 alums to make a generous contribution of $1,000 to the Alcorn Foundation Incorporated. For as little as $83.33 a month, 12 months, you can make an impact and help the university provide students the tools and funding they need to elevate to new heights. Be brave strong. Join the challenge today. Give at alcorn.edu/1MBraveStrong. All right, let's look at the second half, Coach. It was 17-0 and 17-6 as we go into the fourth quarter. No scoring in the third quarter. And you look at that third quarter, Coach, just again, Felix Harper settling in, the defense pitching a shutout. I was looking for some way. We flipped the field. Special teams, and we talked about McCullough trying to get him going. McNeese had a return for a touchdown that was called back due to a penalty. Where are you on the punt and kickoff return coverages right now?
Well, we're still working, Charles, and that's one of the things that we strive to do. Just ball placement, we got to get better at. Just leaving the ball down the middle of the field. I thought we had coverage on it. In some cases, sometimes you out-kick the coverage a lot of times, Charles. And when you out-kick the coverage, that means everybody's spaced out as far as your cover guys and where you want them to be. But a lot of times, I thought we had it boxed in, and he gets knocked off, and of course the long snapper get knocked off. And I thought Solomon had outside contained, but he couldn't make the tackle there. So just coming down the sideline, you had a couple penalties there that I'm glad they called. Making me state, so unfortunately they had that return call back.
Speaking of penalties, let's talk about the one penalty that got you fired up, and that was Nola Johnson picking up the first down, looked like from up here, and we were right even with the sticks. Had the first down. Reviewed it. Reversed it.
Charles, that's the biggest thing, and that's the hardest thing in the whole game. Those guys were never comfortable making a call during the whole process of the game because every call that was made, they had to look at it from upstairs, and that what got me. And then the play that really upset me when they pass interference on my guy, they picked the flag up, said it was simultaneously. But you threw the flag, so it had to be a reason you threw the flag. You seen something. So don't come tell me that there was no foul on that play. And that what really got me heated up, Charles. And then the play with Noah ran for the first down. I thought he had it too, Charles. And then they view it and backed it up, So it was tough. It was tough. I mean, it was kind of disheartening when you got young men out there playing as hard as he can play. Officials get involved in making calls like this, but there's so much inconsistency of in the play calling that I thought, Charles, that really I wasn't comfortable with.
And for you to get a penalty for you to get a penalty. That just, I mean, you threw your play card down. I mean, that's the one that got me and got Manuel Barnes fired up. How when you're right there at the sticks and it looked from here clearly that he got it, and to have that reversed, I mean, that was tough. That obviously was really, really tough.
Yeah, and the thing was, so I was going on the field anyway to check on the receiver. Got hit to the play when they threw the flag. I was coming off the field. Then when they reversed the call and said there was no foul on the play, that what really got me, Charles. I'm looking for a 15-yard penalty going against them, and then they waved the flag off. That was displeasing to me. I don't understand how officials can live with themselves and make those kind of calls. This is a game of football. At least try to get it right. I mean, from that standpoint, I don't think the things that they were doing, they were trying to get it right. So I just totally against that whole crew.
Tough to deal with there, but I tell you what wasn't tough, the fact that we made a game of it, Coach. Tough to score for the first, 56 minutes, and then we scored 2 touchdowns in the last 3:56. We had receivers open, Coach, just a matter of getting it to them, and Felix Harper hit Chris Blair with the touchdown with 3:56 left, 13-yard play. It was a one-play, 25-yard drive, took 6 seconds, and then we were on the board.
Yeah, and I thought we had a play before that one, Charles. He dropped the ball from the center. We had Blair. He could have scored on that one, too. So just things like that, Charles. Those self-inflicted mistakes that we make, and it just hurts us a lot. We're just trying to clean that up and do the best that we can as coaches to get these guys to understand, we could be a better football team than what we are. We just make those mistakes that we're not supposed to make. At this point in time, you had a whole camp to kind of fix all those things that you need to take care of, fundamental-wise and technique-wise and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes we still have those mistakes to reoccur that can't happen during the course of a ball game.
And what set that up was a block as Monte with the block, and we got the football at McNeese's 25. So something good there on special teams.
That was good. I mean, good by Key going in and seeing it there and making that block. So that's one thing that, we have to continue to work on is the small things like that and make big plays on special teams, not give them up.
So it was 17-6, and then they went 3 and out, and on 4th and 12, a 13-yard punt by Rayborn. So we got the football with 2:22 left at our own 43-yard line. And Felix Harper, touchdown pass, Nico Duffy for the touchdown, and then a 2-point conversion made it a 3-point game. So good they were able to stay with it. It was a long drive, Coach. 9 plays, 57 yards. Just took a minute. We were able to get the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, well, that's just to show you the things that we do it right, Charles, what we can do. If we do everything the right way, offensively and get the ball into people's hands and make plays, that's the thing we're capable of doing. But we got to be more consistent than what we were this past week. We were so inconsistent on things that we were doing. It just didn't make sense to me during the course of the game. And just watching it on film just earlier, I just turned the film off because I saw a lot of things that we really did really bad, Charles, and it's not Alcorn brand of football.
We tried the onside kick and didn't get that, and McNeese ran out the clock, 17-14 final score. We've got some more texts and tweets to get to. Give us a call, 601-877-6595. We'll go inside the numbers of this game. The Braves defense took a job from mid-second quarter on. We'll go inside the numbers as we come back on the Fred McNair Radio Show in 60 seconds.
Jack's store, located here on the campus of Alcorn State University, where you'll find a full line of convenience and grocery store products. And while you're at Jack's, if you need a fill-up, Jack's has you covered. Jack's is open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. until. Go by and see Little Jack, my friend, who's walking in the footsteps of his father, the late Big Jack, and giving you the best service he has to offer. So stop by Jack's. When you go by, tell them that you heard it on WPRL 91.7 FM. That's Jack's store, located here on the campus of Alcorn State University. Jack's is a proud supporter of WPRL 91.7 FM and ASU Braves football. Go Braves, go!
Did you know when you donate stuff to Goodwill, you help provide job training for people right here in your community? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. Message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
WPRL 91.7 FM.
All right, welcome back. 39 minutes after the hour. Hope to see you at Jack Spinks Marino Castle Stadium High School and Community Colleges Day as the Prairie View A&M Panthers come to town. Get your tickets. And, of course, the Alcorn State University ticket office vendor is Impact Tickets. Impact Tickets offers fans secure online purchases, no additional fees, immediate processing, and tickets are available electronically on your mobile device for those on the go. Alcorn and Impact Tickets is the perfect team for your ticket needs. Go to alcorn.edu/tickets to order your tickets for High School Day, and it's a good one. It's the SWAC opener. It's SWAC time. It's Alcorn and Prairie View at 5 o'clock. We'll be on the air on the Alcorn pregame show at 4:30, and we'll talk with Jay Walker, who will be calling the game with Tiffany Green on the ESPN family of networks. So get your tickets for a big game, High School Day, Prairie View A&M. All right, let's look at the numbers, Coach. I thought, we won the time of possession. We had 154 yards rushing. Talk about the tough sledding it was trying to get a running game going. 154 yards, 46 carries. We averaged 3.3 yards per attempt. Waller, 77 yards. Nico Duffy, 41. The plan to get Nico more touches. I know it was Waller most of the way. It's kind of tough sledding for Duffy, too, for 41 yards on 14 carries.
Yeah, it was tough, but I think that we left a lot out there, Charles, and just looking at the film, like I said earlier, we run our tracks and crease the ball where it should be creased, and we'll get more yardage out of that. We left a lot of explosive plays out there, Charles. In the running game and also the passing game, we left a lot out there. We didn't do a good job of taking advantage of the thing that they was giving us. Charles, in the course of this game, you look at 46 carries for 154 yards. It should be a whole lot more than that. We get through the line, we stumble on the turf or something of that nature, just fall, or we do cutting off the inside of our foot, and off the wrong leg and everything, such as that stuff. It's something we don't normally do, Charles. So we just got to go back and fix that this week and make sure if it's outside zone, let's take it outside, and inside zone, let's crease it up in there and let's get the most out of it. But it's a lot of stuff we just left on the table, Charles, and it's just numbers, what it is. I mean, it's got to get better.
And in the receiving category, Nico Duffy led the way, 5 for 54. Charles Pringle getting more touches, Coach, 5 for 49. Talk about Pringle's development. I know we're short a receiver, too, due to injury. Just talk about how he's developed and come along.
Well, Charles is one of the guys that we thought would step up. Charles, he'll play outside and just moving around in various spots. He come in and play inside and be able to catch the ball for us. He's a good, talented receiver. Just gotta make sure that we're doing everything in our power to get the ball in their hands so they can make some plays. That's the biggest thing. So getting them open and getting the ball into their hands.
They were giving up 5 touchdowns of 40 or more yards, and our longest reception was 17 yards. How tough was it to try to more just not getting the ball in their hands like you were talking about? Anything differently that your secondary brought to the table?
It was no different what we've seen on film, Charles. They came with their game plan that was going to come, and we missed the corner route. I thought we didn't stay on long enough. Should have been at least a 40-yard touchdown, and I think North threw one out of bounds on a go route, and we try to get the ball downfield on them, but they sometimes when you're getting that down where it's 3rd and long and 2nd and long, they drop 8 and just drop 7, and it's kind of tough to find in them zones there. So then they're putting pressure too as well. So it's kind of tough for a quarterback to find the creases where he needs to find, and his eye's not in the right spot. So we just got to kind of find out what would be good for those young men in those situations.
I know folks are concerned about our offense. I mean, we're used to scoring a ton of points, and it's been kind of tough sledding. I know in the Mississippi College game we did that, tough sledding at USM, even McNair. You're saying it's all out there to get. It's just the plays are there, receivers are open, all that's wide open to just make the plays. If you do that, it'll be a lot more yards and a lot more points.
Just make it easy on the coaches sometime, man, and just execute the play that's called. I mean, you wouldn't believe, Charles, just watching film, some of the things that we have to have a chance to make an explosive play, and we don't. Then all of a sudden now, next play, we sputtered and we don't get that play no more. So it's tough. As coaches, we watch that and we get sick to our stomach sometimes. And the play that's supposed to be real big, and you give up a big play and they're supposed to be giving up, or special team making a bum decision and go inside when you're supposed to stay outside, and those kind of things. So we just got to fix it, Coach. We just continue to stay on course and continue to coach these kids up the best we know how. Get that light to come on a little bit faster than it's been on, Charles. So it's got to get them to ring the bell a little bit harder.
Look at the defensive side of things. We talked about Damian Anderson. You talked about getting him more work. 12 tackles. Kinsler with 8. Solomon Muhammad with 7. Talk about Chris Monroe and especially Juwan Taylor. We called his name quite a few times on Saturday.
Yeah, Chris Monroe, he's a solid one, Charles, but he played with an attitude. Like Coach French always tell him, if he ever just get to where he just want to just bite it, Charles, he's going to be really good. But he plays solid for him up front. Juwan Taylor, he's a steady DB for us. Play a little nickel, play a little safety. So he come down and make tackles as well. But these are the guys that, you expect to get a lot of positive things out of and carry this ball club, in the secondary. Even with Kinsler, safety position, very well. But, just like I said, all can get better in some phase of the game. Just got to continue to coach them and get them to trust us, Charles, is the biggest thing. To do what we tell you to do, you'll be safe.
And one thing I was thinking about on the way home, we have these early struggles sometimes, but we find a way and we make adjustments. It's the first conference game coming up. Got one more non-conference game coming up. I said during the game, it was our final non-conference game. We got Savannah State on homecoming, but early in the season, I know, as you continue to develop, we get close to the midway point. Still some things to continue to work on, and it's just continue to grind and fight.
And that's what we're doing, Charles. And as coaching, we see things that it's a positive like that too, Charles. It's not all negative. We try to harp on the positive things that they do as well. Some of the things they do really well. We just got to continue to push them to continue to do those other things a little bit better than what they're doing at some standpoint. But start off with practice, and we just got to make sure that we putting in them, make sure they maximize at the end of the day on Saturday.
We talked about kicking. James Williams was tweeted in about using other kickers. He believes Corey is a great punter. Is using other kickers for field goals. Any thought of that?
Well, not right at this point, Charles. We're still working on Greg Blue. He's still coming along good. I don't trust him, but right now it's just still early. You just don't want to just throw a kicker to the way you've been having for so long. And I think Corey's been doing a great job for us. He will continue to do. Nobody hates missing a field goal more than Corey. Corey take that personally, no matter how I make him feel sometimes when he come off the field like a bad punt or a bad kickoff, we take that to heart, and try to get better through the course of the week.
All right, it's 47 minutes after the hour. Let's go back to the phone lines. Just calling in from Atlanta, Virgil. Calling in. Good evening, Virgil. How are you?
Yes, good evening, Charles. How you doing? And good evening, Coach. How are you?
Virgil, I'm good, man.
Hey, Coach, I appreciate all the work you've done. I appreciate to where you brought our team. I'm happy and I'm following you. Coach, I do have a question for you. What are we going to do to kind of improve to kind of get our offense moving a little bit like they did kind of last year? It was wonderful last year. I loved every play we did last year. But it seemed like we kind of stalled on McNair. It seemed like we somewhat gave the game away. What are we going to do to kind of get back to where we were, somewhat following the last year's strategic moves? What are we going to do to get back to that?
That's the biggest thing, too. We're just trying to make sure that we're doing our job as coaches to make sure we making the right calls and we put them in the best situation we can to be successful. At the same time, the young men have to grow up, and I talked about that during the course of the end of the game. We have to grow up and start doing things that we're manually taught to do as well. Executing the play that's called for one, And if you just look at it, you know, somewhere down the line, every play that we call is maybe one mistake that we make that causes us having an explosive play during the course of that play, you know. But, you know, once we get settled in and get everybody just ticking, man, I think this offense it have a lot of potential, probably a bit better potential than last year because we got the same guys back and we strive to make that perfection.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, Virgil, we appreciate you calling in from Atlanta. We'll take a time out here. A busy weekend for Coach McNair. He was in Nashville yesterday. We'll talk about that coming up, and we'll look ahead to Prairie View. We'll hear from their head coach, Eric Dooley, coming up as we preview the ASU-PVU matchup. Back after this 1-minute timeout here on the Braves Sports Network.
Alcorn State University and the Trademark and Licensing Administration have joined to coordinate the placement of the university marks externally and internally on items including shirts, caps, or other products. The university licenses will only use those products which reflect positively upon the university and are in keeping with the university's mission. Trademark and licensing of the Alcorn State University insignia was established to protect the Alcorn State University name and identifying marks. Trademark and Licensing Administration works to preserve and promote the university's long-standing reputation as a center of academic and athletic excellence. Merchandise vendors wishing to use the university's identifying marks on commercial products must be licensed vendors who have obtained permission to use Alcorn State University marks by securing trademark licenses. Organizations that want university identifying marks for their internal use products must hire licensed vendors to produce these items. To learn more about the licensing and trademark requirements, visit www.alcorn.edu/trademark and licensing administration.
Welcome back to the Fred McNair Radio Show. I'm Charles Edmund, Braves head football coach Fred McNair. Coach, a busy weekend traveling-wise for you. Lake Charles, Nashville, here you are. Busy 48 hours for you. Let's talk about that, you know, your late brother Steve, the ceremony in Nashville. Just talk about what's going through your mind as you were on the field and looking at all that and going through that.
Well, the biggest thing is, Charles, just the trip that it took to get there. You know, just to arrange flights and get to where I need to be. I had to leave from Lake Charles. I drove to Baton Rouge to catch a flight out of Baton Rouge that early that morning, 5:30. I get to Nashville at 9:30. No rest, you know, and just being there with Michelle and the boys.
Yeah.
It was an unbelievable moment. Mom, you know, just a moment that we thought we see a whole lot earlier than then. You know, the retirement of his jersey was a special moment for us, you know, as well as Michelle, the family too. I think the mom, she really enjoyed herself, being able to walk out on a National Football League field and cherish the moment for celebrating of Steve jersey being retired. You know, I think that Michelle, she handled the situation very well. Great accommodation for us and for everybody that was there. You know, she did a wonderful job of communicating with the people that's supposed to be in attendance. And that's one of the things that, you know, you can't say enough about, Charles. And I think that the whole moment was great. I enjoyed the speech and just getting up in front of a 6,000 to 8,000.
Yeah.
You know, Charles, it was unbelievable, man. And practically every word you say, the crowd go crazy and all that kind of stuff. But you have to continue to talk through it because you're on the timeline. So it was great. It was a great moment. Even Dr. Nave, she was there.
Yeah.
That was wonderful to see her there, you know, at that time too, Charles. And it was great for Alcorn State University, you know. And like I told him, you know, Bud Adam gave a small town, Mississippi boy from Alcorn State University a great chance to play professional football. I thought that was wonderful.
How nervous were you speaking in front of 70,000 people?
Charles, there's no nerves. I'm speaking in front of about 112 players. So I enjoyed it, Charles. You know, it's nothing for me. I really enjoyed it. You know, the fans were great, and the biggest thing is that they retired the jerseys, and so the owner now, which is I think is Bud's daughter, she did a great job of telling the people that these two jerseys would never be worn again.
Yeah.
As a Titan. So that was wonderful to hear her say that, and just unbelievable moment, just seeing all the other teammates of his down there, and you know what, it's a moment that You would think, man, I wish he was here to cherish this moment with us.
Eddie George. I mean, you had McNair, you had Eddie George. The Titans were a beast. And, of course, they played my Rams in the Super Bowl. And, just kind of, I was torn on that one because, I'm from St. Louis and the Rams and the greatest show on turf. And Steve, and 1 yard short?
1 yard short. Just that close, Charles.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell the kids, 1 yard short can hurt you. So just got to be prepared, man. And that's the thing that I look back at now, the moments that when he played and a great time, how fun it was for him to play the game of football. And he said through sickness and through pain and injuries, and he's still on the field, And these guys today, man, I tell them all the time, man, play the football because you love it, man. You can play hurt. You can't play with an injury, Charles.
Yeah.
But you can play hurt.
Steve's last game against Youngstown State threw for 600 yards on one leg.
On one leg, Charles. He struggled through it.
Yeah. And playing in spite of.
In spite of, Charles. He just hurt.
Yeah.
He just hurt.
And he definitely got it done. And in celebration of the legacy of NFL and college football legend Steve, heir to McNair, Alcorn State University, and the Steve McNair Memorial Foundation have partnered to host several events October 24th through the 26th. This year will mark the 25th anniversary of Steve McNair setting the FCS total offensive yards record October 23rd, 1994 against Southern University. Those two organizations, the Alcorn State University and the Steve McNair Memorial Foundation, will establish a Steve to McNair and Michelle McNair endowment that will support academic and athletic endeavors for deserving students at Alcorn. The opening event of that weekend includes a fundraising gala to generate funds to support efforts of the endowment. Theme, celebrating the legacy. The gala will be hosted by McNair's Titans teammates, Eddie George. We talked about him, and Eddie George will be in Vicksburg. It'll take place October 24th at 7 o'clock. The BB Club in Vicksburg, located at 721 Clay Street. More info will be released. We'll take a break here. We'll dive in. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll keep it here. We're up against the clock. Let's dive into Prairie View Panthers. And as we talked about, the Panthers are going to bring a bunch of offense here to Jack Spinks Marino Castle Stadium. They beat Texas Southern 44-23. Lost 37-17 against Houston and lost to Nichols 42-35. Their head coach is Eric Dewey. He talked about the game against Nichols and looking forward to coming to Alcorn on Saturday.
Their first home game against a great opponent, a good opponent that's actually ranked in the FCS. I thought we had a good game plan going into it. I thought our guys competed for 60 minutes. We had a chance right there to that thing at the end didn't come bounce the way that we would like to. Student athletes fought to the end. They fought for 60 minutes, and I'm proud of the loss, but proud of the way that they competed. And we just got to move forward for another great football team that won the championship last year. So we know what they bring to the table. We know the challenges that we have before us. Yeah, I think we got a good football team. We got all three phases. I think they are coming together and understanding what we're trying to accomplish, and I think the chemistry is setting right there. We had a couple of games that didn't go our way for us to win, so it makes it look as though they're not coming to part. But I like what I see in all three phases. Just got to continue to press. Just keep pressing.
And that's what teams are doing, Coach. They continue to fight on and continue to press through like we're doing. So let's talk about the Panthers. Coach Dooley in his second season. Going to bring Jalen Morton in here, redshirt senior. He's a guy that can sling it all over the yard. He's one of their better rushers, one of their most productive rushers, and definitely he's going to be slinging it all over the yard at quarterback on Saturday.
He will, Charles. He most definitely be slinging across the yard. He'll count for almost like 203 yards in passing the game. So you look at him, and he's a big stature. He's 6'4", 240. He run the ball well, and definitely got an amazing arm. So we have a challenge there, just to put pressure on him and kind of break his rhythm, Charles. So we got to do what we can to bottle him up.
Dewania Tucker, we're going to be dealing with him, the senior from Terrell, Texas. And as we talked about, they got a lot of receivers that they get involved. Chris Johnson, Travis O'Connor, Tony Mullins. So they're definitely a pass-first team, but they would like to keep you honest by running the football. Coach, defensively, number 1 in the league in sacks with 11. So we're going to have to do a good job in protecting the quarterback.
That's most definitely, Charles. And I think that what they do up front is unique. And we got to make sure we do a better job with our eyes and making sure we identifying the people the right way, and so we can get the protection that we need to get the ball downfield and open up the holes, Charles. So we got to work cut out for us, both offense, defense, and special teams. So we got to do a good job on special team this week as well.
Coach, it's SWAC time. This is what it's all about. This is what a lot of people talk about in conference opener. We open up against a high-powered team at home, and we typically do well at home and hope fans come out and we get off to a fast start.
Great challenge, Charles, and I think that's the thing we're going to work on for this week, getting out to a fast start and get these guys ready to play football here at home against a very talented Prairie View team.
Coach, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you next Monday night.
Thank you, Charles. Go Braves.
All right, head coach Fred McNair getting ready for the Panthers. Glad you can join us. We appreciate all the calls and texts and tweets. We'll do it all over again next Monday night. On the Braves pregame show, we'll hear from Jay Walker of ESPN. We'll get his thoughts as Tiffany Green and Jay Walker will have a call on Saturday. We'll be on the air at 4:30, kickoff about 5:05 for television. For our producer, Jamario Brooks, Coach Fred McNair, I'm Charles Edmund on the Fred McNair Radio Show. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll do it all over again, same time, same bat channel, next Monday night. We'll talk to you then. So long, folks.